Will be giving us a breakdown of that from Parliament. This and more lined up for you here on KTN News Desk. My name is Akisa Wandera. Now, the fate of Miguna Miguna, the self-declared general of the outlawed National Resistance Movement, remains unclear after he refused to board an Emirates flight on a second deportation. Miguna was whisked away by a contingent of plainclothed police officers in the presence of Senate Minority Leader James Orengo, his lawyers Cliff Ombeta and Nelson Harvey. NASA leader Raila Odinga was also within the airport precincts when Miguna was taken to the departing aircraft after he declined to surrender his Canadian passport. He spoke to our Sophia Wanuna just before that attempt to deport him again, saying he is not going back to Canada.
Well, they want to remove me here by force and put me in a plane, purportedly that I am an undocumented person.
So they want to take you back to Canada?
They want to take me to Dubai.
To Dubai?
I don't know why. So I'm not going. I've refused to go.
Very good.
They say they now want to remove me by force. Well, they would have to kill me first.
They have to... Okay, tell us.
They would have to kill me first.
Do you still have your Canadian passport?
I am a Kenyan. I'm not traveling with a Canadian passport. This is what I'm traveling
Very
with.
good.
And that's all I need.
General, one more question, General. They want you to get in on a visa, all right, and the door has been shut on us. Sorry, yes, sir?
I'm a Kenyan by birth. I'm not going to get nobody's visa.
So you're going to stay put
I'm more
tonight?
authentic in this country than Uhuru Kenyatta, so I'm not getting a visa.
Are you happy that right
And
now
I have a court order
Yes.
that says that whatever they did is null and void.
Are you happy that Raila Odinga is here?
I'm very
to
happy
stand
that
with
he's
you?
here.
All right, despite your criticism of him
Of
and
course,
the handshake.
we have to criticize people. We have
Yes.
to criticize ourselves. We
Yes.
have to be reflective
Yes.
and introspective.
All right. Many thanks, sir. Thank you very much. Miguna.
Just talk.
Yes, come back, Connie. Yes,
I know that we had an interview today,
yes.
and the despots have just destroyed it.
Don't-
We will have one properly.
We will, and thank you for the mini interview.
Viva!
Yes, I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to try and move back now. Excuse me.
Last night there, our reporter Sophia Wanuna just squeezing in to get a beat of what Miguna had to say about the situation as it was transpiring at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Now, a couple of minutes after that, the general was whisked away by about 40 plainclothed police officers and put on a waiting Emirates flight. But he declined to take a seat with concerns that the pilot cannot fly the plane in the face of the hostilities. The captain ordered the plane's doors shut after Miguna Miguna's luggage was removed from the aircraft. Let's listen in.
Boarding. I'm not boarding. I'm not boarding. I'm not boarding. I'm not boarding. I don't have a passport. I'm not boarding. I'm not going. Where are my luggage? Where is my passport? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
What?
The captain cannot fly. The captain cannot fly.
Put that foot down.
The captain cannot fly. Cannot fly, you have to kill me. The captain cannot fly. You cannot fly with me by force. I don't have a passport. You can't do that. My friend, I'm not going. You cannot take me from my country by force. Yes, so I'm not going. I'm not going. This attack. I'm not going. I'm not going. I don't have status in the Arab Emirates. I'm not going. This is my country of residence. This is my country of birth. You can't chase me away from my own country because you have guns. Kill me. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of your guns. Just kill me. I'm not going. I can't go to Dubai. Do what? I don't have status in Dubai. I'm not going to Dubai. The captain has legal obligations. There is no way the captain can take me to Dubai by force. There's no way. And I've said no. I am not going to Dubai. I'm not going to Dubai. I'm not going to Dubai. Please apply. Look at how they have torn my clothes. Yeah, they have torn my clothes. You know, I'm a lawyer. I have court orders.
Well, so that was yesterday, and we do know that Miguna Miguna spent the night at the airport, and our senior reporter Rita Tinine tried to gain access at the airport just this morning to just try and follow up on the latest on this. Rita now joins us live from our city centre studios with that update. Rita, why were you unable to access the airport earlier on in the day?
Well, good afternoon to you, Akisa. Those reasons remain unclear to us when we got to the airport. Just trying to follow up on the story since last night, with Miguna Miguna spending the night at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. There were indications, there were reports that he was being held at the Jomo Kenyatta police station. Other reports indicating that he was being held somewhere in Terminal 2. With also the report from the Department of Immigration, which says that it has sent the requisite documents for him to sign in order to regularize his citizenship. We just wanted to find out what has been happening since yesterday. But when we got there at the main security check, what happens there, Kisa, as you know, is that vehicles are screened separately from passengers. When you get there, you get out of the vehicle goes through a screening system. The passengers get out, go through a different screening machine. And so when we got there, we got out of our vehicle, we went through the screening system for the passengers, and there was no trouble. We got through the system, went on to the other side. But for our driver, we had left the equipment in the car. And so when they noticed it, and Akisa, just to mention one thing that was not ordinary today, that station, the screening station at the airport, is normally manned by regular police. Today, there were regular police. There was also General Service Unit officers there. And so when they noticed equipment in our vehicle, this is including cameras for us here at KTN News, also for our colleagues from the Standard newspaper, they asked our driver to stop the car, to move back. Then other officers came there. They started questioning him, asking him where he was going with the cameras, what he was going to do at the airport. And he explained to them that he was bringing journalists from KTN News, from the Standard, to cover the Miguna Miguna saga, and they told him he cannot get in. And so some of them then came to where we were standing, waiting for our driver to come through, and we introduced ourselves and told them why we were there. And they said that they had instructions not to allow any journalists entry into the airport. And we asked who gave the instructions. They could not tell us. We said, what time can we come? Because they had indicated that they have been told for now, at that time, we could not gain access to the airport until a time when we will be informed to do so. So we were asking who gave the instructions so we can follow up and know what time we can come back here. They did not tell us. And they couldn't even allow us to go through the road that goes to the airport. For us to come out of the airport after that screening station, it would mean that we would drive ahead to the roundabout just next to where drivers get parking tickets, but they could not even let us go down, take the roundabout, then come out. What they did, one officer got into a car. In the system there's a road that goes to the airport, there's another one that comes out. Since they couldn't allow us to go and take the roundabout, we had to drive through a rough patch between the road that goes into the airport, the one that comes out. So one officer escorting our driver in the car, another GSU officer escorting us. We had to walk through that patch to where our car was. And then they also stood there and ensured that we left. Okay. They watched until we drove for about a few meters before they left. Akisa.
All right, Rita, I would like you to just hold on for a bit. We're getting back to you for just more updates on what happened to journalists this morning when they were heading to the airport to just try and follow up on this story on Miguna Miguna. But currently on phone, we have Senator James Orengo, the minority leader at the Senate, as well as one of the lawyers, the senior lawyers for Miguna Miguna. Very good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us here on KTN News Desk. Our senior reporter has just been narrating how journalists were unable to access the airport today. How is the situation right now?
The situation is not very good. We have been here since 9 o'clock in the morning. We have not been able to see Miguna Miguna. He's at one end of the departures hall at Terminal 2, domestic departures hall. Terminal 2, and we have not been able to talk to Miguna. The policemen have been deployed, and we have been seeing them chase away the journalists and other members of the public who are not passengers. We have also seen a flurry of activity from immigration officers who have gone to a room at the end of the hall where we think Miguna is being held. And we suspect they were trying to persuade him to make an application to regularize his citizenship, so to speak. But they're not allowing us to advise him or see him or talk to him as his lawyers, which is a very untenable situation. No difference from what we experienced last night.
What's on the activities of those from the immigration department seeking to now, as they say, regularize his citizenship?
Yeah, they've refused to talk to us. There are people we know. We dealt with some yesterday, but they are completely uncooperative, and we try to stop them to speak to them. But earlier on, there were two officials from the Canadian Embassy who have been able to go to the room at the end of the hall. It's quite a distance from where we are. It's about 200 yards from where we are, in the toilet area of the departures hall at Terminal 2.
Are you seeing any hope of Miguna being released today from where he's being held?
I think that the state is conflicted. I think they have no alternative. They can't put it on an aircraft because of the difficulties they had yesterday. At the same time, I don't think they want to see Miguna step out as a Kenyan citizen who has returned back home. And all this is really for no good. I think the state is ill-advised to have this kind of activity going on at the airport.
So then, just for the sake of our viewers, before I let you go, what then will it mean if Miguna indeed signs the documents that the immigration department wants him to, saying that he needs to regularize his citizenship? What will this mean for him?
Well, if it's being done in good faith, then he should look at those documents together with his lawyers. We are just saying this from what we've gleaned from the reports in the social media and other reports we have received. But the proper thing to do is, if there was a process like the one they are suggesting, then the lawyers who are here, and there's Otienda Molo here, and Waiko are here, and Cliff Ombeta, who has not been able to get near the hall, and they have not even allowed an official from the Kenya National Commission for Human Rights, who were here as directed by the High Court.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Senator James Orengon, one of the lawyers there for Miguna Miguna, saying they have not set eyes on Miguna Miguna. They have been at the airport since 9 a.m., but they have not been allowed to see their client, Miguna Miguna, who's still being held in one of the rooms at the airport. In a short while, we'll also be speaking to